Welcome back to the CounterStrike Casuals podcast. I didn't know how to start it then because we were so unprepared, so that's how I started it. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I don't know why I'm so shiny. It's like I've been, I don't know.
You look shiny
sunbathing
right now. Hopefully, when we release it, it's not as shiny. I feel like we're more shiny. We always think we're too shiny, and then the podcast comes uploading, and it's all right.
Look at it, mate. Yeah, don't think this is a good look at all. Right, what we've been up to? What's been happening in the world of us?
Just been enjoying the break, mate. Well, as you know, I'm going through a tough time because I've just injured my leg, and I'm off work. So the first day I was off work, I was like, "Oh, I'll watch some CounterStrike. It's on in the mornings." Oh no, it doesn't start till Thursday.
Oh yeah, you missed
So,
it.
yeah,
You
I got
dislocated your
injured
knee
at
at the wrong time. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then also it was like I was texting you, are you gonna be playing any games or anything? You're like, nah, just gonna like do jobs around the house and go to physiotherapy. It's
Well,
like,
it's
mate,
not worked out well. My wife's off at the same time, so
oh Jesus, so you have to spend time with her and oh my Lord, this is like the worst time, mate. We squeezed some games in though. To be fair, yesterday was it yesterday, Monday, I don't know, sometime this week. Nothing dramatic. We just played some Premier because we're kind of on a Premier vibe at the moment. We go through stints, don't we? We go through like stints of FAZE and then stints of Premier. And we're back on the Premier hype. And that was fun. I actually really enjoyed it. But the funniest thing, for anyone that I don't know, you obviously never probably seen us play, but Brearley is like the most objective based person ever in Counter-Strike. So we were winning like the first game we played, we were winning by like comfortably. We're talking like we're just gonna win it, weren't we? I can't remember what it was. And
yeah, we were rolling them.
yeah, and it'd be like, oh, there was 4 of us left, and there was one of them, and the bomb was down in like A on our site, and Dave Brearley would just be watching the bomb like patiently, like a good boy, like a good, that's what you're meant to do, and then all of us would be frag hunting, and you were just like, oh, what's everyone doing? It's like, mate, it's Premier. Yeah. We're just running around killing people. Like, don't.
Yeah, so you didn't explain it, man. We were on the CT side.
Yeah.
We'd killed 4 of them. They dropped the bomb, and then everyone ran off. And I think 2 guys died. 1 or 2 died, and I'm like,
that's
what's
always gonna happen.
Doing? Like, yeah, we nearly lost the round.
Oh,
what are you doing?
We didn't know, but then what do you expect in like Premier? We're not.
Yeah, it's actually at our level.
So that was.
It was
fun.
good though. But one thing, this always happens, and if there's any other British Counter-Strike players listening to this, you can let us know whether this happens to you guys as well. Whenever I talk in game at the start of a game, the European players always say, "Are you British?" Yes, I am. What football team do you support? Every single time, or they'll guess a random team that I might support.
Based on your accent, I would have thought it'd be quite easy to pick out 2 teams, but they also always imitate our accents.
Yeah,
and I'll be like, oh,
and it's way off. It's really bad.
Oh, and it's so boring by like round 12. You'll be like, oh, 1B, and they go 1B, and you're like, oh yeah, 1B. I don't know how you want me to say it. Like, I'm not imitating a like Eastern European accent. I'm just listening to you and giving the.
It does feel like the whole of Europe versus us, because they never tease each other.
No, then they just talk like Kosovan or Russian or something to each other, and then we'll be like, oh, okay, like this round I think we need to just play a bit slower, guys, like maybe get some picks, or we'll go and they're like, yeah, oh, all right, mate, we'll do that, and you're like, oh, for God's sake.
No, I find most of the time they'll just be like, because I'm not a massive football fan, but I do support Manchester United, so whenever I say it, obviously everyone has a strong opinion on it, and it's, do you like Haaland? Do you like, I don't know, Harry Kane? Just the random players. Do you like this guy? Do you like? I'm like, yeah, mate. There's 3 players at B. Can you rotate? And he's just like, what do you think of Wayne Rooney?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm trying to play a game.
Obscure football Premier League footballers, old and new. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, let's run the intro and we'll get into some legit chat, shall we? Okay, so obviously the big situation, we might as well hit the big stuff quickly, I think, which was the elimination stage of the majors, which are over now. How did you do in your pick'ems? Do you remember how you got on? Or did you get like the standard amount that everyone got, 5 or 6?
I got 6. Right. Who slipped my net now that I didn't? Heroic. I didn't think they would get through, which I feel bad. I feel bad for that. And Liquid, I think.
No. Oh, you didn't put
Didn't
Liquid
get
through?
Liquid. No.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I got the rest. Didn't do Liquid. Didn't do Heroic. Which I feel bad for because I do like Heroic as well. And now I weirdly think Heroic could do pretty well. I know they're playing G2 in the first game, but yeah. So yeah, how did you do?
Same, pretty much. I think 5 or 5. I think maybe the standard one. Everyone's got kind of similar numbers in this, right? I think everyone just got the main
because everyone assumed Navi would get through, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then all the other favourites, pretty much from there, near enough, I believe. Yeah, pretty. I don't think I've ever really done that well on the pick'ems. Like I always do the same, which is like average, just end up with like a silver coin. I think I've got 1 gold coin.
Yeah, I missed the first round, so I'm not going to do too well this year. But we'll see. I'm
not really sure why we care. How about that?
Just boasting rights, isn't it?
Boasting.
Yeah. Is that a very British term, or is?
No, bragging rights.
Bragging. There you go.
I'm not sure if I see someone if I see someone in a server and they've got a diamond coin, I'm not like, oh fuck it, yeah, man. God,
if they had a diamond coin, I'd be pretty impressed. I feel like it's pretty hard to get a diamond. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything or acknowledge it or give him any credit.
You'd private message them, wouldn't you, and be like, listen, how did you do it?
Yeah, I do like having
Manchester United.
Yeah, I like having chats about the major in games, like asking people who they think are going to win and stuff.
That is quite good, yeah. I don't mind that. You get some rogue shouts, probably just because they're from a country of a player.
Yeah, it's just like Spirit. Donkey's the best. Donkey's the best in the world.
Yeah. Right. Good snapshot of mentally ill people.
Well, yeah, that's the CS community. I was going to say who's the biggest surprise, like negatively. That's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, Navi, right? Such a shame. And I feel like JL came out with some stuff saying, oh, it's really negative on himself. And he was saying, you know, I got into a spiral of negativity. I couldn't get out of it to play well. And I just think that's like real shame because not because he was like in a negative spiral, because I think that's just going to happen, but like just the way he's like focused in on it so much, I just think, mate, just get, you know, dust yourself off. It's a bad competition. You guys not, you know, you've had a hell of a year. Like you won the first major, and then you've won other tournaments. You've done great. So like it was never, you know, it's not another era. It's fine. It's not happened, but you've had a great year. You cannot moan too much. You know, I think if you're an RV player or fan or whatever, you can't be disappointed with this year, really. I think you just got to go again. I wouldn't make any changes still. I wouldn't change anything.
You wouldn't bring Simple back?
No. The hell? Why would you bring Simple in and like destroy what most teams other than like a Vitality or maybe due to FaZe when they're on their game would all be happy with the year Navi had. They go, yeah, of course, that's a successful year. Take that year all day long. So I don't think you change anything just because you had a slightly dip in form for the end of the year major, which again, it's the end of the year. We're right by the player break. Unfortunately, they're one of the top teams that just didn't quite cut it and probably need a little rest, and you know, that's it.
At the end of the day, it's expectations, isn't it? And you know, they're number 1, number 2 in the world. they're expected to do well. But if you look at their run, they've lost to Mouse, which for them is not great, but Mouse are a very good side, so you can kind of take that on the chin. They lost the best of one against MIBR, which was a close-ish game anyway. So you can kind of say, right, we've had a couple of slip-ups, but then they got absolutely battered by Spirit 13-2. I think the problem with Navi is at the minute, people are looking at them like a number one team. So they have to be on their A game all the time.
You
That's
said they
what's
lost to
about
Mouse, by
being
the
the
way.
best,
I don't think
isn't
they
it?
did. Did they lose to Mouse in the previous?
Yeah, in the RMR, sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on. Yeah, sorry.
And yeah, they beat Game Legion and then they lost to
Heroic
as
who
well.
are in good form, who are the form team, you would argue, at the moment, right?
Yeah, like for Heroic, they're kind of on an upward trajectory, and Navi seem to be on the other, which kind of makes me ask the question. We did a podcast a few weeks, maybe a couple of months ago, saying, is this the Navi era? We were talking about that. Is this the end of the Navi era, do you think, or do you think that it's just a little blip?
I think it's probably the end right now. I think they're probably gonna not hit the ground running in the new year either, and I think they'll take a bit of confidence rebuild maybe, but they should be fine. I think they should stick at it. I really don't think they should make any knee-jerk decisions. And
Right, you're giving me cross signals here.
why?
Diz.
I don't think they're going to win the first tournament back in next year.
Right.
No.
So is it a blip or not? Because if it's not a blip, if it's a blip, then yeah, they should stick how they are. If it's not a blip, then they should change how they are.
No, it's a blip. Yeah, blip.
Right. It's a blip. Blip.
Blip.
Blip.
Blip.
Blip. Blip. Boo. So we're not worried. You're not worried.
No.
I think. I don't know if they've got the right system in place to come back. I don't know if they have the right players, but time will tell.
So basically Blade, but not JL and Imma also.
Yeah, they've got. I just think the system's good. Like the way they're playing is, if they can carry on like that, then they could bring it back. I just don't know if their players are at that level. Like, if you look at like the Astralis era, they had the players and the system, right? And that's why it was so strong. And that's why I felt like if they had that, then I'd be more confident in saying they will be back. But it sounds. What was it? It sounds really like narrow-minded, and I hate this kind of mentality that we live in CounterStrike world, that we live in the moment kind of thing, don't we? And yesterday is like old news, and they have had such a good year, but don't know. They just, if they had like a best player in the world, like a Zywoo or Monesi or Nico or Donk, then I would have more faith in them coming back. But I just really don't know with the current team. Well, I don't want to write them off either.
Well, let's see. But they were definitely the big disappointment, weren't they? I think the rest of the teams down there, no real surprises.
Yeah. What about like a positive surprise for you?
I didn't think FaZe were gonna probably get through to this stage. I thought they were going to struggle just based on how they've been. So mainly because I am the fan, I'm genuinely happy. I don't think they're going to go much further, and I think they're just going to lose to Vitality. But fine, they did. I think they actually surpassed my expectations at this immediate major, because I just thought, they're just not going to do it. And I guess Heroic is the obvious one, because I think no one would have really had Heroic to go to this stage, and I think there's a lot of gas about them at the moment, and everyone seems very excited by Heroic. And I heard on Talking Counter, Yanko was saying it's a bit overhyped, which I don't disagree with, because it's not like they've had a sick year and they've been building up to this. They've been okay, right? I think the thing with Heroic is I think people want them to do well because of the players they've got. They are, on paper, they're exciting, like roster. I think for me, Nerds, Dexter and Kixan are quite exciting, and then you put Tessus in there, who probably deserves to have a bit of dues at the moment. I think they're like a likeable team in a weird way, and I think with the Astralis stuff and what was happened there, they're almost like the team you want to root for and you want to do well. And especially with Nertz going there, didn't go to the Falcons with those boys. It's almost just like, yeah, we want to back these guys. So I think that's why so many people
Like
are
a misfit group almost.
yeah, and just likable. And I think that's why there's so much hype train on Heroic. And so I think that's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a negative thing to just be hyped that you want them to do well, because they're kind of nice pieces of a jigsaw, and it's fun to have someone like that popping up, I think. So they're probably FaZe and Heroic are probably the two that nice little surprises for me. What about you?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't have said FaZe, to be honest with you, until you said it, and now it's made me think. Yeah, probably I'm pretty happy with FaZe getting through. I find myself being a little bit of a fan of FaZe. I like a lot of their players. Just like them as an organisation. They seem pretty good. But Heroic definitely. I think it's a little bit harsh saying that they've not really had a build up, because I do feel like they have had a bit of a build up. I remember a few podcasts ago saying they were like the poor man's Navi.
Okay.
And they've had some good wins. I mean, yeah, they've had some losses as well, but they have had a pretty tough major run. And like I was saying with expectations before, we don't expect Heroic to be like blowing everyone out the water, which they're not doing, but they're beating people that they shouldn't beat, or we didn't expect them to beat, like Navi, for example. You could say, oh yeah, but Navi on a downward trajectory and Heroic are the opposite, but they're still beating them.
Yeah.
They took a map off the Mongols as well, and Spirit.
Yeah, they still lost to those teams. It just makes you think that they're probably not going to get past G2 in the next stage, but
Maybe not, but they beat FaZe 13-8.
yeah, but again, FaZe are probably the wobbliest one there, aren't they?
Yeah. So you're right. You can pick holes out of everyone they've played against, but they're not a bad team. And if they all show up, they can do really well.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
And I've actually put on my pick'ems for them to beat G2.
You did. Interesting. Let's quickly go on to that then. So, your picks for the next thing? What is it? Mouse to beat Mongols.
I've got Mongols will beat Mouse.
You got Mongols and then Spirit.
And then I got Spirit to beat Liquid.
Heroic to beat G2.
Yeah, which I know I'm going to get so much abuse for this because it is the most stupid, ridiculous decision. Like G2 with Nico, Monacy, Malbs, even Hunters, been having some serious games. But I just felt like there has to be a little hiccup there from someone. And if anyone could upset someone in this, Liquid could do it. Mouse could.
I don't think Liquid are going to do it the way Donk's fucking going.
Yeah, but Heroic, I think it's unlikely, yeah, but fuck it. I
rate it.
I put a random one in there, and I think if G2 beat Heroic, they're gonna have a tough semi-finals.
What do you think?
G2. My favourites to win it are like G2, Vitality, or the Mongols, which is stupid considering of what I've done in my pick'ems. But yeah, it is what it is. So anyway, I've got Vitality beating FaZe in the semi-finals. So obviously I've got Mongols versus Spirit. I put Mongols winning that, I think. And I've got Vitality beating Heroic, and then Vitality beating the Mongols in the finals.
So I think I've got the same final of Mongols Vitality, but Mongols win because I'm going all out for the Mongols shout.
Nice.
So let's see how that pans out. I've even put my money where my mouth is and put a little bet on Mongols to win.
If FaZe upset Vitality,
that...
G2 could go all the way.
Yeah. No. Imagine FaZe just come through now and just end up winning it.
G2 could go all the way. I could see G2 beating Vitality,
If FaZe go all the way, I'll give away another skin. I'll give away another 50 quid skin.
If FaZe win it?
Yeah, if FaZe just go through and win it, I'll give away a skin.
Okay, now you heard that, everyone.
Yeah.
Make sure you subscribe.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think we've touched on the major enough?
Yeah. Do you think Spirit have got no chance then?
I think they will get. I think they beat Liquid and then they lose to the Mongols. I mean, it's a bit hard though because obviously, don't know if Donk and
It's
Shiro just turn up. They just. But then I think Mongols actually just have too many good players, mate.
Yeah, it's too team based, which is kind of my theory in all this. It's like the guys that are playing well as a team, and have a good system are kind of going to win this. And I feel like G2, they've got 3 really good players. I don't think their system is the best, which is why they could slip up. I'm not saying they will, but if you look at my pick'ems, I am saying they will.
Okay, let's move on for the major. When we probably post this, the games will be about to start for the next.
Yeah,
round,
we've done this at the worst time because basically anyone watching this will have the results already.
No, if I upload it, maybe actually, yeah, it depends what time I can upload it. Anyway, let's move on. So some news around rosters, and let's talk about just some like things that have been happening. Device, should touch on devices. You know, all of a sudden he's better again, and he feels like he's not going to be stressed out by playing in Astralis again. What's this? This will be the 3rd time. And yeah, he's healed. What do you think? Coming back and Bro's gone. Bro's mutually released him, so they've agreed to completely release him with contract, which I think is the right move. I don't think you can, especially after the Brovid drama and just lying about him and stuff. They've got to set that guy free, set man free. What do you think?
One of those, in it, it's really hard to comment on when we've not really had much word from Device yet, right? Maybe he just went through a little phase where he couldn't deal with that much pressure and that much just pressure basically of a major, flying all the way over to China and dealing with all this shit that Astralis have just dealt with, and maybe he just had some things in his personal life that he needed to get on top of, and he feels like he's done that now, and he's ready to grind some more CS.
I just think he's letting like them down a bit though, because like if this is going to happen again, and in like a month or two's time, he has it again. It's just at that point, if he has to step away again, he should leave. It's just not fair then, and he's not the Device of old that can almost get away with it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like your time's gone a bit. Like, yeah.
Yeah, if we're taking, everything that's we've been told as gospel, then yeah, it is a little bit difficult to keep dealing with that same situation, which we kind of did a podcast on it where we kind of encouraging people to speak up a little bit more, and we rate Device for that, and taking time out when you need it is always important, but maybe it's just not the career for him if this happens again.
Yeah. I mean, look, that sounds negative that we don't want him back. Obviously, you do want Device back, and you want Device to come back, be healthy, and just smash it and be amazing, but not at the detriment of the other players. Especially now they bought the heroic boys, they're like Yabbies and stuff. Like they're like younger guys who don't want to be stymied by Device just holding on for dear life for like whatever it might be. I don't know who you get back in there though. Like, what would you do? KD and Orps, and then, well, I guess you could just
get another rifler in, right?
Get Blame F back.
Yeah.
Imagine. Okay. The other big news from roster moves or benchings, etc., is James. James has been benched at VP.
What? This is like massive news for VP.
Very big. He's been
the
there
whole kind of
since 2019.
system and yeah, it's like he is VP. Like their whole play style and everything, which is highly criticised, is all ran through him. So I think they needed a massive change. They needed something like this. To be fair, they've tried getting rid of Norma so many times. Yeah, why not? It's like we're not where we want to be. We've give James everything he wanted. We've tried this, we've tried that, we've tried the other. It's not working. Let's proper switch it up. Let's do it.
And you don't
Rather
think,
than
Electronic, the guy that seems to ruin all these teams, everyone's saying is it would have been the sensible person. They're basically backing Electronic in that by doing this, by like saying
electronics, electronic though, isn't it? So,
I don't know,
so all they need to do now is find a sick in-game leader, Orpa from Russia. That's all they need.
right? Yeah, just go.
Must be loads of them about.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're all Electronic ends up IGLing because he did that
Yeah.
for a bit. I don't know. I just think it's like.
I think they need to change some other pieces as well. They can't just get rid of James.
Yeah.
But it's a start. I think James sick, but it just wasn't working, right?
Hey, whatever happened to Zorty? He was a good AWPer, man. Where is Zorty now?
Are you searching?
Yeah. Oh, BetBoom, of course he is. Yeah. BetBoom, which doesn't even have a proper team now. Mate, James going to go to BetBoom. That's what's going to happen. Although, what would happen on the AWP then? I don't know. Zorty.
That's it. When you're an in-game leader and an AWPer, I guess you find it hard to find a team, and also you find it hard to replace them as well.
Okay.
But it's a bit of a slow news week at the minute because obviously the majors still going on, but we're in the playoff stage. But after the majors, it's gonna go. I feel like it's gonna go proper crazy this time.
Well, I think there'll be a quiet period, or do you think it will just kick off straight after the major? You would have thought some people want to enjoy Christmas. Come on, guys, give these content creators and players a break. All right. Well, we don't have to, just carry on for guys. We could very quickly talk about the HLTV awards, announcing some more.
What have they done?
Nominees. Although it's
all
like
the HLTV awards.
Yeah, but it's all like content-y stuff, so I don't know how interesting it is for us. Why is that? Because we're not listed. That's why.
Yeah.
It's like streamer of the year.
But
a
lot of people that listen to this might listen to other stuff as well, so I think people would be interested.
Well, I would be interested to know who they think creator of the year would be.
Yeah, I mean, apart from us, because we're not nominated, but obviously most people listening to us, most people with a brain are gonna say us.
That's true.
But if I couldn't say us, the only one I watch all his videos really is Warhol. That's because he doesn't post that often.
I actually think Warhow has the most original ideas, and his charisma and production I like, but I also like the Nart guy just for his like constant trawling of like matches and like new strats and lineups and stuff. But I would be interested. Comment guys who actually you think would be content creator of the year.
I want to ask you.
I might check more of it out. Go on.
Is Sponge going to win Talent of the Year again?
Oh mate, well, do you know what?
It doesn't feel like anything's changed since the last one, so surely he would win.
Mate, to be fair, the talent one is stacked. Like, there's loads of people in there that I think are actually genuinely good, don't you? I don't know why.
Yeah, but for me, Sponge just blows everyone else out the water. Like, I do think they're all good. I really like them all, but I don't know what it is with Sponge. Like, I just think he's just he just seems like a genuine, nice person, and I guess they all do. I don't know why Sponge stands out so much.
I don't know, mate. I just think that one day we need to get our name on this list. That's the thing.
On talent or the creators?
No, not
both?
talent. Imagine that, just us old boys. Some of these guys are only just now having kids, for fuck's sake. I'll rock up and be like, boys, I'm very tired again.
No, but they're all our age, right?
I don't know. I think some are probably younger, aren't they?
Yeah, Sponge is 34.
Harry's 26.
Harry's an absolute legend.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Let's call it.
Let's call it. Right. Good luck, Mongols. Please go and win this major.
Yeah. So next podcast, we'll be talking about who's won the major and how it's the Mongols era, and Mongols are gonna be the best team since sliced bread.
Yeah, buddy. Cheers, guys. GG.
Bye bye.